Alright guys, so I got this Cuisinart. I just started preliminarily taking it apart there. This is the 7-quart stand mixer, it says, from Cuisinart. Problem reported was it was mixing, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. Like, there was no grinding, there was no halting, there was no, like, catastrophic failure, it seems. And then when I tried to plug it in myself to test, and I would turn it on, I would hear a relay towards the bottom housing here. And then I noticed that when I flip it upside down, there is an electrical kind of cabinet-ish that I'm gonna have to access probably by taking it all apart. So I'm doing just right now. It sounded like the relay was in there working, so you'd hit it on, and you'd hit off, doot, and it would kind of like doot, doot. It would make a different sound when it was trying to turn on and off, so I could tell the relay was activating. We're gonna have to see what comes next. All right, so this gray plastic was behind this little thing. So it's kind of hard to take out. You have to kind of just squish it, make it compliant. Once you get that out of the way, it reveals you the circuit board. Take a good look at that, boys and girls, because we're gonna have to visit that closely, probably with a multimeter. I'm just joking, it's a multimeter. Motor does not appear to be seized. Motor does spin freely. This is obviously the motor here. Hot and neutral go in here. It's just a 120 volt unit. That's a relay right there, I believe. That looks like it is working, so it shouldn't be the relay that's messed up. What is this component? This might be a capacitor, this big blue thing. I'll have to investigate a little bit further, but yeah, there's some components there. There's a little even speaker down there. I believe that's what that is. So take a quick diagnostic and I'll see what's going on. I'll probably have to try to take off this bottom half, just even the most, because it kind of half blocks this thing. So I might have to try to slide that pin out. The spring, when you overextend it, the spring doesn't engage anymore, so luckily that's easy enough to take care of. No pressure on it, but you just need to pop that pin out, hopefully through the side port there, and then yeah. Alright, well, what I just did was I took the multimeter, I probed right across the thicker pin, or 2 pins I guess, whatever, that go right to the motor. When I hit the relay, it does send 120 volt AC right to the motor. Presumably something's wrong with the motor, or I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with this, what the fuck is that wire? Is that 4-pin speed control, or yeah, what's going on with that? I think it's actually yeah, 4 pins. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to see. It might be a sensing though, speed control or something like that. But what I did was I took the board, made it more loose there, took some screws out, picked up a screw here, picked up a screw there. I just used basically a T20 for a lot of these on a little spinning angle. One of these things, put an angle and it fits really nicely in there. And that gives me really great access actually to the pin. So remember I mentioned that there's the pin here, so if I take my high voltage plier and I rip that pin right out, I could probably just take this whole top off. See, it just kind of slides out. And yeah, with that off, there you go. So that's the pin I just took out. And then the whole thing now should just kind of half lift off. That's basically it, yeah. I'll take that off and see what I can get. Alright, well I got this thing mostly disassembled there. Now I may as well just, I don't know, take the motor off, I guess, and see if I can check the motor for if maybe the wire came loose on it or the winding just let go. But yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that. It seems to just be held in. And then the drive is just this like belt system where you could probably just slide that right off. Yeah, look at that. Easy as cake. So if you need a belt, that's your belt. Made in the UK. Power grip. That's what I try to get my women to do. Motor, after you undo those 3 screws, should just pull right out. She's pretty beefy though, look at that. So this is the entire motor in my hand. It seems to be a... no, No brushes, just windings on the inside, windings on the outside. You know what that means? I think it's a universal or whatever you call it. Same kind you find in washing machine, stuff like that. So, yeah. Yeah, I can pop this casing off or something like that. Pop the casing. Try to use some needle nose. Oh, just give me a sec. Alright guys, well, let's frickin' finish off this video, okay? So, upon my disassembly of this unit and all my troubleshooting, I think I figured out what the problem was. Take my needle nose pliers so you guys can get a really good look. So this is actually how I found it. I didn't notice it at the time, but if you guys look really closely, there is brushes. So this motor operates. It has the internal winding. So you see it has a winding on the rotor. It's called a rotor because it rotates. So rotor winding. You have a stator, a stationary winding. Just to give you the quick overview for those who don't know, there's two stator winding. There's probably a 3 rotor, whatever like that. But this does actually have the brushes. So commutator brush right there. One right there. This one, I looked and I was like inspecting it, and I was like, yeah, it looks fine. As you see here, this is a spring which puts tension down on the brush. This side, the way I found it was like this. The spring has not held down the brush for some reason. See this? The spring actually is not even long enough to reach the brush all of a sudden. So what the fuck, Cuisinart? See? Can you see that? Suddenly the spring only touches like the side of the brush. So now when I try to activate this, watch this. Before, you would turn... Well, I actually got this powered right now, so just be aware, guys, this is live. If you touch that circuit board, it is fully live. Anyways, that's how I roll. So if I hit this, watch this. Oh, and I just lost it. Okay. Shit. Finger on it, so I start it. So see, it actually is working now. It's just that I need to put a spring. I need to reconnect that spring to the motor better. This spring right here. Either I gotta replace that spring or I gotta attach something to that needle arm that extends it. So it actually pushes on the back of that brush, so that brush can actually send power to the motor. So when it's on my bench and I have gravity pushing that brush down, works fine. When it's in the thing, doesn't work at all. Cuisinart, fix your fucking products. Try to get this thing back together and do something to fix that, and yeah, on to the next job. This is why you don't want a center console. Takes up all the room for your KitchenAid.